again, everybody. We are again doing another video related to the whole 12 art piece. This time it's warm colors, and if you don't know what those are your yellows, oranges, and reds. So again, just like my Felix piece, I had thought of another character, this time Jin, and I know it's probably pronounced several different ways, but I pronounce it Jin. He is based off of the Eastern Dragon, so he's very long and has no wings, and he is my fire dragon. And they are mostly known for living in the mountains and volcanoes and fiery places because they're resistant to that. I had an image in mind, and I definitely knew I wanted Jin to be like near a bunch of lava. I think the first concept I had was that he was coming out of the lava pit, but I didn't know how I could do that, and because I did all of my pieces with the character is separate from the background, so it's kind of like a collab 3D element. So I didn't know how to do that without it looking really freaking weird, but I moved him, and he still ends up being in sort of in the fire pit. Like, his whisker is in the fire pit, but the rest of him is hanging out. It was really fun to do this piece because of the fact that I had a lot of texture in it. Like, I was having so much fun adding the texture to the lava and the rocks and just making it more 3D like, because I personally really like the whole 3D aspect of 2D pictures. Like, I don't like the whole boring flat pieces. Like, yeah, that's basically what most of my art is, but I really love it when I can add texture and 3D elements and make it look like you could just reach out and touch it, and just different. I really enjoy it. So when I did this, I totally had the idea in mind to give it more of a 3D texture, to make the rocks more 3D, the lava more 3D, and especially Jin. I also had fun making the smoke of this piece, like the whole lava dripping and the smoking, and making it very translucent, making it very translucent so that it looks like smoke. Like, this is a volcano. This is a active volcano area that you would not want to be in if you were a normal person. So when I had gone and done Jin, I had to keep the background with me so I can draw him in the exact position he was going to be in the background. For most of my pictures, I didn't do that. I drew them and then just pasted them on with not too much thought of where they need to be in relation to the background. But poor Jin here, I wanted him to be sort of behind the fire lava pit, but also his head and stuff in front of it. So I had to take into consideration of how to draw him so he could be placed in the right spot. And just like Felix, I decided to paint him, which I think was a great idea. Like, I could have gone with colored pencil, yeah, sure. I could have gone with marker or something like that. But I really liked the fact that I went with paint, because not only was I able to do the blending and shading, and it was perfectly fine, but because I got to do this texture. Like, I had so much fun adding the scales onto his body like I am right now, and it really did bring out a great texture onto his body. I believe I did the same with his mane. I don't think his belly got as much texture, and neither did his horns, so all the yellow parts on him didn't really get any texture. But his scales and his mane, his fur, did get texture, and so when it dried, I actually had fun placing my fingers to touch it and really feel the texture. It was great. Fun fact about Jin here, he actually went through several designs, not right for this picture, but when I first made him, he had a very different design. Very similar, but very different still. like his belly was really green because let's think of complementary colors, and he didn't have any ears. His horn was very just looping around his ear. Like he didn't have the design he has here. As you can see, when I went and did his mane and fur, I tried to incorporate reds and yellows into it. Like his mane is orange, no doubt about it. But I wanted to add those yellows and reds so it could more match the lava pit, because the lava pit is a mix of all the warm colors. And Jin's mane, his dragon type's mane, like the breed, is very fire-like. It looks like they're on fire type idea. So in order to do that, I wanted to make sure it kind of sort of matched the lava pit, because that would make it, you know, very obvious that it's supposed to look that way. It's supposed to look like fire. He's supposed to be unafraid of it. He can dive into it and he would blend in perfectly because his fur is very, very much like that. His fur was a pain in the butt to cut because of all the spikes and stuff, but I don't regret it one bit. I think it was great. I really got to know the X-acto knife and how to use it during this whole project. And I love it. I love it a lot. You can see I'm adjusting and trying to figure out where he needs to go and pasting him on in the right spot with that awful rubber cement. You will eventually be able to see this at my Redbubble and Society6 shop, and I will be selling the original through my store handle. Thanks for watching. Bye.